Hello, eighth graders. Today we are going to finish up our Geologic time scale online activity. And the last couple pages are just some questions about what you learned within the activity. Okay, so number one says, I don't know if I can move. Yeah, I can move my face. Okay, I'll move my face down here. Number one says cause and effect. Earth's early atmosphere contained only small amounts of oxygen. What caused Earth's early atmosphere and oceans to contain more? All right, so we learned in the first page of reading that early Earth was not, the atmosphere was not anything like what we need now for life, right? We didn't have any oxygen. So what happened? What happened to produce that oxygen that we see now? All right, that's question number one. What caused Earth's early atmosphere and oceans to contain more oxygen? Okay, and then what is the effect of that? So after our atmosphere became oxygen rich, what was the direct effect of that afterwards? What happened on Earth because of that rise in oxygen level? And again, you will be able to find that information right on here, right in this page. And I'm circling this paragraph because that's where the answers are. Okay. Third one, stability and change. The first mammals were small, insect-eating creatures. Describe the significant change that occurred before the mammals were able to flourish and grow larger in size. Okay, so think about that. Think about the mammals on Earth today, even the really big ones. Do they compare in size to some of the really big creatures we've had here on Earth before? Not really, right? There's been some really big animals here on Earth before. So what happened in order for mammals to actually grow larger? What happened to change things so that we now have large animals here on Earth? And that could be found, let's see, question number 3, that would be found in this paragraph. Hint, hint, hint. Number 4, look back at the card sort. Okay, so that would be the part where you are dragging the boxes to compare it to a calendar year. What patterns do you see in the way that organisms changed over geologic time? What do you notice about the change in the complexity of organisms? All right, so do you think things happened, once they started to kick off, they just continued? Do you think there was peaks and valleys to how life evolved? How do you think how complex organisms are today compared to how complex they were a long time ago? Okay, so just what are some things that you notice for how things have changed over time? All right, and then number 5, structure and function. Look back at the geologic event column of your card sort. Okay, so again, that's the part where you're dragging all the boxes. How do the structures of life forms change? And how does that allow the life on Earth to expand into different parts of the planet? How do the structures of life forms change? And how does that allow the life on Earth to expand into different parts of the planet? What it means by that is like, at first everything was in the ocean, right? When we were a water world, everything lived in the ocean. Okay, so what had to happen in order for us to populate land? What had to happen for us to go from land to the air? What had to happen for us to, not us, I mean organisms on Earth, to walk on 2 legs? You know, those are all of the things. What structures were important in our evolutionary past to make us be able to populate all of these different niches on Earth? Okay, so that is that. That is the end of this activity. When you are finished with that, turn it in. Okay, we will talk really briefly about a little bit more of this when you guys come back into school, but for the most part, we are going to be moving on to plate tectonics, okay? I'll talk to you soon.